suffering defeat after defeat. That man's body was reaching its limit, breaking down. But he couldn't die yet. The man had a job that must be done. To defeat his twin brother.
Dante. Heavy chain that does freeze my...
In order to defeat his younger brother, he could only do one thing with the crumbling flesh and feelings. He needed to separate man from devil with the strength of the Yamato. And eventually, the man became a true devil. I've tried to hold together my crumbling flesh with what little demonic power I have left, but I'm approaching my limit. In separating and regaining my human soul, I've realized the gravity of the crime I've committed. I've realized how important everything was. Everything I've thrown away in my pursuit of power.
Is that why you went to find Dante?
Yes. Foolish. I thought that maybe he could change maybe fix... maybe right my wrong. Tell me. Was this fool before you, right?
I'm not your mommy, V. You're a big boy. And you need to see this through. Dante's war.
How's that for road rash? Uh-huh.
And welcome back to part 10 of Devil May Cry 5, where today we're at the another one of the infamous missions when trying to go for S ranks, mission 12. And I like how the very moment you click go on this mission, there's a fight. Something about the alright, bring it on kind of attitude this mission has. And to be fair, the mission itself, I really like. The biggest thing that lets it down is something that isn't to do with the mission. It's the stylish ranking of it. You're going to see for a lot of it, this is another mission that just really sucks to get a good, like, stylish rank for. Regardless of how well you play, and a lot of it is down to the size of the encounters when you get them. Which is why, and I will be demonstrating as we go, a lot of encounters are usually skipped. Mainly this one. Just keep on fucking moving. Do not stop for that fury. Otherwise you'll be fighting it. If you just book it over here, it will despawn. because you'll be locked into this arena and the Fury's not a part of it, so it despawns because it's outside it. So do that. It's the last thing you want to do is to immediately start the mission and have a square down with a Fury. But I suppose if you want to actually fight one in a compact environment for practice, being able to have one right near the start of the mission like that is a good spot to practice in. Because as much as the Void mode is good at what it does, it doesn't have situational training. Which is something I hope they adapt and improve on if they make another game, but beyond this. Which, who knows, man? Who knows if they will. If this is the last Devil May Cry we're ever getting, at least it had a good run, you know? It's not like when DMC 4 ended, and it ended on a beach episode, and it just felt like a really awkward place that didn't get to go anywhere it clearly wanted to go. Like exploring Nero's, like, family history, and why the Yamato connects to him. Like going the full distance with Dante and Virgil's story after DMC 3. Like this felt like a much nicer wrap-up, despite its problems, that compared to what DMC 4 was going to be if we never got DMC 5. Like, you know what DMC 4 would have been as a finale piece, and was for 11 years and 2 months. Before this game finally came out. But if they ever do another one, situational environmental training, basically just give us an arena that we can mess around with, put objects down in, whether it be explosive barrels or physical objects. It doesn't need to be fancy, they can be white boxes as far as we care, but just give the player the ability to make scenery, basic scenery to do practice on. And if it's not too much of a hassle to ask, maybe add bosses to the Void mode too. Or if we can't have bosses, make it so we can have more than one enemy at a time. It's only one of each enemy you can chuck in the Void mode. Imagine if you could put boxes wherever you want and put enemies. By the way, this is how you skip. Lock on back, motorbike, go as many as you feel you need, Trickster and over. The first one you can do without Devil Trigger, the second one you kind of need Devil Trigger, because when you're in DT, Dante gets an extra jump and an extra dash on Trickster, which allows you to get just that extra bit of height you need to make the distance. But when you smash these, it makes a river of blood or a stream of blood go through to this statue, breaking it open enough to pour blood into this, which will fill up one of the corners. One corner's already full, so you're only finding 3 of these things. It's rule of 3 as per. But every time one's filled up, it will click down and the statue will nudge back an inch. If you can fill up all of them, the statue will open, making this like a genuine puzzle per se. But as I critiqued in the last video, the reason why I kind of don't really count it as much is because this area is completely linear. So you're naturally going to get them. Actually, I wonder if you can do this without DT. Like, if I go on the edge and just go, like, 4 or 5. 5 and... Oh, okay, you can just barely. But you're definitely not making the next one. I'll tell you that for nothing. Without Devil Trigger, we're definitely not making the next one. And we'll need to go through here anyway. But by doing that, you actually skip... Oh, especially on the harder difficulties, it might be worth doing, because you skip the Fury encounter. Your first scripted encounter with a Fury, where it has a little cutscene introducing it and everything, is in this mission, and we're going to completely skip it. Which means I'll have to, like, add it in post. That can be something for future me to work out. But I think this is one of the only fights that you have to do no matter what. So I'm going to show off the hat, because I haven't yet, and just bomb the crap out of it. So I've got the red orb to spare. There we are, and this guy's nearly dead. We're not going to get any good stylish points out of that. I know I'm not helping my point, but yeah, 3,290. Oof. Yeah, we're not getting the S rank on this one, boys. It's 5,500 for Son of Sparta, but yeah, that's ooh. I've yet to actually try the check, but I don't know if you can break these from the back. Like, if I went straight up to the third one after DT, if I broke the third one and then backtracked to this one, would I be able to break this one from behind, or do you have to break it by its face? I imagine you'd have to break it on the front. Like, the way it leans forward, I can imagine they just put a wall or something behind it until you break it. And that goes down. As tempting as it is to skip it, I feel like I need to leave everything in. When I go through the second playthrough as Virgil, I will be skipping the shit out of all these little scenes. The only scenes I won't be skipping are the unique cutscenes to Virgil. So, okay, the opening and ending, because that's how it always bloody is. Don't go near the middle of the arena unless you want to try and do something combo-wise with it. Because if you're in the middle of this arena, those blood cages will show up all the time. But you can do some pretty cool stuff with it, where you can knock an enemy onto it and the blood cage will form around them. So you can combo them into a prison and then rip through the cage, because it only takes a couple of attacks or one strong one to break back through it, and then there you go. You've imprisoned the enemy and broken through the cage and done a crap ton of damage to him, and it looks cool. Oh, I was hoping that would interrupt it. That's why I just pushed for the attack. I was really optimistic that that would interrupt. Oh well. I can show off a bit more Cerberus and the alternate forms of this thing. So the Swordmaster becomes the dedicated fire mode for Cerberus, and any attack you hold, regardless of whether it's on default attack or Swordmaster, will make it electrified, which is what you're seeing here. My favourite one of the attacks on this is where he just slams the ground and makes a giant electric vortex around him, because it's a great combo ender. I'm surprised this thing's not dead yet. Let's just drive it to oblivion. Don't even need the overdrive. I say that, I love overdrive. One of the best additions after, you know, drive was let's make it so you can follow it up. But then I also like that to almost mirror it. Virgil's overdrive is opposite. You start with a quick one and then go into the charge one, which is probably why in DMC5 especially I prefer playing Virgil over Dante, because, you know, he actually has quick drive pretty much, whilst Dante doesn't. And I'm not letting that go. I know I should be complaining a lot more about guard playing and reversals, but there was something just so innately fun by doing a combo and then just ripping a drive at someone super quickly and then like chasing them with Trickster or whatever. And you just can't do that. They just completely got rid of quick drive. You have to do it the old-fashioned way. But once you break your third one, you're all good. But as you can see, that third statue, like that edge, is a lot harder to reach than the others, which is why I just didn't bother. And that's it for the mission, really, because after this is a clear stretch. There's going to be story beats, quite a fair bit of story beats, because this is where the story is going to start getting a bit more personal for Dante, which, to be honest, after DMC4, I really wasn't expecting. And I know I haven't spoken too much about the story and the cutscenes in this, but it's because I always have something I want to say about the missions. But I do, like, I don't just put the cutscenes on and then walk away. Of course, I'm sitting around watching and waiting to play, sort of thing. Oh shit, what happened there, Dante? But I love DMC5's story and what it's trying to do. It's not perfect, like any Devil May Cry, but it's the most valiant of an effort they've made since 3.
Holy shit. Can't believe any of this is still standing.
Ha! There you are! Hey, what's wrong with you? Hey! Hey, Dante!
The demonic power was activated in me once, when Virgil lovingly jammed this through my chest. I always wondered, why did my father give me the rebellion?
Okay, what are you muttering?
Over the years, I've been stabbed and jabbed by a number of things. But who would have ever guessed?
Have you lost your mind? There's a demon to destroy! Kill yourself later! I'll help!
If the Yamato can separate man from devil, then what about the rebellion?
Wow! You are absorbing the Sparta!
He's all yours. But don't let it become a habit.
Win, Dante! Win!
Dante.
Can I just say how fucking cool it was to be a fan of Devil May Cry all of my life, to get the DMC5 and Dante actually get his own fucking sword. After the absolute badassery of getting the Devil Sword Spada, the weapon name being the namesake of his father, I'd like, even as a kid, I was like, I wonder if there will ever be a sword for Dante that's called the Dante. If you'll ever get it. Ever since I was a kid, it was a little wee boy, I always imagined, I was like, what if they did that? What if we got a Devil Sword Dante? How badass would that be? And this game fucking delivered. It's the stupidest fucking grin I had on my face when I saw it. That this stupid little thing, as a kid, I was like, oh, I hope they ever do that. Wouldn't that be cool? And they did it. And on top of it, they gave us the Sin Devil Trigger. This badass new mode that has a much more interesting way of activating it than the Margin form, which is what everyone assumed it would be in the trailers. When everyone first saw this, it's like, oh, it's Margin form, so it'll probably be the same deal. Like when you're on super low health, you can trigger a much more powerful form. No, they said, no, let's just make it a meter. You want that son of a bitch, you can get it. And they let you test it on goddamn Urizen, the boss that's been kicking your ass the entire game. And it's like, let's just give you a new form that rips the shit out of everything and let you try it on the boss that's been giving the crew so much trouble. Like, hell yeah, bring it the fuck on. Like, genuinely, like, if you guys have been with the channel a lot, you know I'm very in touch with my emotions when it comes to a lot of things like this. I fucking cried a lot in this game on my first playthrough. It was such tears of genuine joy because they did everything I thought they never would, but always hoped they would. And getting to beat the ever-living shit out of Urizen whilst holding one of the coolest, most desired things we've ever had in Devil May Cry, but at least for me. Oh, holy shit.
It is you who does not understand. It has begun.
What's happening? Bad news! Gotta go now! That houseplant is pissed off!
The Clyde fog is revealed in its entirety. This inconvenience matters not.
But it's not over yet. There's still a long way to go. Next time on Devil May Cry 5, we'll begin our search to try and find where Urizen's gone. But until then, you guys take care now. Peace.